Angela, no! My waifu, Angela. I could always rely on her to carry me to victory has been nerfed. Yo, what is up, Marvels? Davidic here. Going over the November 29th patch. This is the first real patch for Marvel Snap. I'm very excited to see what the devs have in store for us, so let's get into it. Features. New feature. Collector's tokens are here. You can earn them starting at collection level 500, then use them in the token shop to target new cards or the card you've been waiting for most. So there's going to be a new system where you're going to be able to have a lot more agency in the cards that you craft once you reach collection level 500. I think this is a very good change. It's a nice little balancing act where you can't just instantly get the cards that you want to build the deck, but you're not just waiting in limbo hoping to get lucky. So this is a nice middle ground that I think will work out pretty nicely. And we've got new cards. A bunch of new cards have been added to the game. There are two new series. There's series 4, which has 10 cards, and then series 5 including 6 cards. The new cards have a chance to drop from collectors caches, collectors reserves, and can also be found in the token shop. So I think this is a really cool concept where I just really like this approach, how they're taking the kind of collectible card game aspect of it. I'm not the biggest fan of collecting. Like I don't really lean into the whole collector aspect of things, but I do have a lot of friends that really do enjoy that style of gameplay and building your collection. So I think this is a pretty solid way going forward. All right, card boosters no longer appear as rewards from collectors caches and collectors reserves. Now they are replaced by collectors tokens. Improved bad luck protection for collectors caches and collectors reserves. Going forward, players at the same collection level will have nearly the same number of cards. Okay. When you favorite a card variant by pressing the star button above the card, you now have the option to automatically swap that variant into all decks that contain that card. Very nice quality of life change. Players can now tap their opponent's avatar to view players' titles in the pop-up avatar menu. Okay. The end turn button is disabled for a few seconds when your opponent snaps. This should make it harder to accidentally accept a snap. I see. Okay. Got it. Performance improvements for app launch. Added support for sign in with Apple on PC. Interesting. Infinity visual borders have been improved. Cards upgrade to look way cooler. So your infinite cards, they're gonna look cooler. Nice. Flare modifiers, card emojis, audio. All right, this is what I wanted to see. Oh, Angela, no. My waifu, Angela. I could always rely on her to carry me to victory has been nerfed. Instead of a 2-cost 1 power card, she is now a 2-cost 0 power card. And the reasoning is that Angela is a card that sees a lot of prevalence across many decks, so we're nerfing her a bit to make other options more appealing. I am completely biased. This is a definitely warranted nerf to Angela, but I am quite biased. I definitely enjoyed Angela. So I'm sad to see her get nerfed, but it is definitely a warranted card because she was probably the strongest card, I would say, generally. Just general power level without any other synergy, Angela was the strongest card. All right, so Destroyer goes from a 6-cost 16 power to a 6-cost 15 power. The explanation is that Destroyer is making big waves. Lowering his power by 1 will give opponents more of a chance to win the location he's played to. Fair nerf. Fair nerf. All right, Mysterio goes from 5 power to 4. The reasoning is that Mysterio has more power than other 2-cost cards because of how many slots he takes up at other locations. However, in many cases, those extra 2-0 illusions end up being quite beneficial, so we're lowering his base power by 1. I think this is pretty good that they're just kind of tweaking the numbers a little bit, like not going too crazy. I like that they're just kind of tapping the cards. All right, so Onslaught ability now stacks additively with effects like Mystique or Onslaught Citadel rather than exponentially. When you start stacking Onslaught's doubling effect, things get out of hand very quickly. We want to avoid situations where players are waiting for cards like Ironheart to play their animations for long stretches of time. So we're changing the stacking to be additive instead of exponential. All right. I mean, we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see how impactful this change is for Onslaught. I really can't predict how this is gonna affect Onslaught. Obviously, it's a nerf. He's losing power, but I don't think this change is too impactful. And honestly, I don't think any of these changes are straight up like killing the cards. And I forgot to go over Sarah. She's going from a 5-cost 5 power to 5-cost 4 power. Sarah is slightly too good right now, so we're shaving a bit of power off. I think I agree with all these balance updates. What I'm really looking forward to is when we start getting buffs to cards. I think it might be just too early in the game for the devs to really make some solid buffs, but that would be my only criticism for this patch. Is I come from other games. I play Legends of Runeterra. I've played Magic the Gathering. So I am looking for some buffs in the future. All right, but I do agree with every single change here. I think it's pretty solid. And we've got some bug fixes, and then we've got known issues. So wrapping up, the top cards in the meta have gotten nerfed. I don't think any of the cards have lost their viability. I think they're all still incredibly viable for you to play and still recommended to include in your decks no matter what level you're at. And then we've got the introduction of the collector's tokens. I think this is a great middle ground for the game to go in. So that is my patch notes reaction. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. But above all, stay marvelous.